Here we have a Bosch 131 floor combination heating and hot water gas boiler. And this is retrofitted into an existing space where there are cast iron radiators. So here's our supply and return connections. They come up, and as our air eliminator, circulator on the suction side. Suction side is facing the tank, the expansion tank, which brings up another point. These boilers have their own expansion tank, and normally an expansion tank is not required. However, in this application, the radiators are so large and there's such volume, I added one just to be on the safe side. And we're using zone valves here. These are the new quick opening zone valves from Taco, and they work quite well. Once they're charged, they open in 3 seconds. And they have a ball valve inside of them. They're really an innovation to the industry. Here's our Khalifi combination backflow preventer and a tag from our local inspector. Now, because we used existing radiators, I was a little bit concerned that there might be a lot of dirt, especially where the system was open to the air for a while and drained. So I added a strainer. And so that will keep the particulate out of the boiler. And it has a valve to drain it and flush it out. These Greenstar boilers have a little door that opens up, and you can adjust the domestic hot water or the radiation level, temperature, high limit. When the boiler is actually firing, this flame indicator, which is actually right there, that will turn green, and this is our water temperature and pressure. Inside the boiler, you have the option of making this a primary, secondary pump arrangement and using the low loss header. By before it's filled, you can remove this cap and pull out the plunger, and that's what we did. So the primary pump, that one, on a heating call, will pump to the low loss header, and then our secondary pump, which is on top of the boiler, will pump to the system. And this is a condensing boiler, so it produces a lot of moisture when it runs. The condensate goes into that trap, then out a hose in the back. It then runs through an acid neutralizer and then into an ejector. Here we have our hot and cold water piping and some heat piping. This is a direct, well, I'm using this as a direct vent appliance, so which means the intake and the exhaust go directly outside. This is our exhaust pipe, and this is our intake. So these are pitched, and they run outside to a point of termination. In Massachusetts, we're required to have these stickers inside as well as a sign outside. This boiler is extremely quiet when it runs, and it's extremely efficient. It's 95% efficient. Here we have our termination. This is our air intake, and this is our exhaust. And above us we have our sign, which is code in Massachusetts to keep the vent clear.